By the end of the decade of the 80s, Midstate was a very substantial, significant molder. We were more typical of most molders in the United States. Were somewhat like us, not really big companies, but capable of handling significant amount of business. When we entered into the decade of the 90s, we began to look for how we could maximize the value of Midstate, and some of that was due to the influence of Bill DeBrule, who had become, in 1986, when we bought out all of the other shareholders, Bill had become more involved in policy type decisions. He did not enter into day-to-day operating decisions, but he did certainly give us good ideas on the macro decisions, the big decisions about investing and where we should be. And sometime in the late 80s, we had constructed plant number 3. Dick had landed Seaquest as a customer, and we were filling up plant 3 with some specialty type equipment. In fact, we called that a specialty plant because they did a lot of assembly work for Seaquest. We did items that were did not quite fit into the custom plant or certainly into the medical plant. But at any rate, in the 90s, we were searching for some big ideas and some growth potential. We were profitable. We were accumulating cash. We had great credit accessibility. So we were ready to grow. That gets me back to where I left, which was discussing the fact that Dick had talked with Abbott Labs about building a plant in the Austin, Texas area that would allow them to move a lot of business from Buffalo, New York to the Austin area to get it closer to their user plant. That story is a fairly long story. It was a process that required a lot of work, required a lot of planning, required quite a bit of money, and changed the value and the image that Midstate presented to the market in general.